Thank you for joining us tonight at 5:30. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and today runners from across the country all came to the Natural State for the Little Rock Marathon. Runners for the half and full marathons were at the starting line at 6 a.m., an hour earlier than usual. Trevor Umera from Virginia was the first to finish in about 2 hours, 42 minutes and 59 seconds. Shortly after, 23-year-old Abigail Money from Fayetteville finished first in the women's division, finishing in 2 hours, 51 minutes and 37 seconds. Anyone who runs 26.2 miles likely has some strong motivation, and that's certainly the case for one Arkansan today, not only crossing the finish line, but also making her mother proud. Bernice Alfaro's mother was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in 2017, sparking her family to focus on a healthier lifestyle, starting with local breast cancer walks to raise awareness. Alfaro found a passion for running, now taking part in her first full marathon.
You have so much adrenaline in the beginning that your only focus is just to start and finish. After a certain mile mark, you don't even worry about seeing it anymore.
Tonight at 10, we're going to hear more from Bernice about her journey running and about her mom, who's now a cancer survivor, and her support system. Meteorologist Simone Thomas joining us now. Simone, they pushed that start time up because of the warmer temperatures we're seeing, right? What do we need to know as we get ready for the week?
Yeah, Sarah, we got even warmer today than what we saw yesterday, feeling much like spring as we get further and further into the month of March. Even now, as we start to approach sunset, we're seeing temperatures in the 70s across much of central Arkansas. 72 is the current right now in the capital city. Pine Bluff, even warmer, checking in at 75 right now. 72 is the same over in Arkadelphia. 70 even is the current in Hot Springs. Now, as we continue through the evening, you see there were still some clouds across the eastern half of the state. We'll see more of those clouds fill in across central Arkansas and even portions of western Arkansas overnight. The big story over the next couple of days is going to be some rain chances that we're talking about. So I'll have the details on what you need to look out for in that full forecast.
All right, thank you, Simone. Now, some people have gotten notices that they may be eligible for some cash from a class action settlement with Walmart. Casey Decker with our Verify team tells us whether those notices are legit and who might be able to benefit.
If you do any grocery shopping at Walmart, you might have gotten an email saying you could be eligible for a payout from a class action lawsuit. Multiple viewers reached out to Verify to ask if it was real or fake. So let's verify. Is the Walmart weighted groceries settlement real? Our sources are the official settlement website and court documents. We checked those court records and we can verify, yes, this is a legitimate settlement. So who's eligible to get money? Walmart shoppers who bought bagged citrus or prepackaged meat that's sold by weight between 2018 and 2024. The lawsuit claims customers were overcharged thanks to deceptive sticker prices. Take a look at these pictures from the court filings. When this pork roast was originally packaged, Walmart was charging $2.34 a pound. The roast weighs 5.13 pounds, so it cost $12. But later, the price was reduced to $2.12 a pound, according to this sticker on the shelf. That means it should have cost $10.88 at the cash register, but the customer was still charged $12 because even though the lower cost per pound was updated in the system, as you can see here, the system also increased the pork's weight to 5.66 pounds. The suit claims Walmart did something similar with several other kinds of meat and seafood, as well as pre-bagged oranges, tangerines, and grapefruits. If you have receipts for any of those items, you can get back 2% of what you paid for them, up to $500. If you don't have receipts, you might still be able to get 10 or 20 bucks, depending on how many eligible items you bought. We have more information on how you can file a claim at verifythis.com. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Tonight, final pushes for candidates ahead of the March primary Super Tuesday this week. Vice President Kamala Harris in Selma, Alabama today. She's marching in honor of the hundreds of people attacked 59 years ago today on Bloody Sunday in the civil rights movement. Nikki Haley speaking to voters in Vermont today as she challenges former President Donald Trump, who's campaigning in Richmond, Virginia. Arkansas taking part in Super Tuesday as well with several other states across the country. If you have any questions about what you might see on that ballot or changes this voting cycle, we've got you covered. All you have to do is text the word VOTE to 501-376-1111 and we'll text you our voter guide straight to your phone so you have everything you need to know before you head to the booth. U.S. officials say Israel has agreed to a framework of a deal that could lead to a temporary ceasefire in Gaza, but that it's now in the hands of Hamas to accept the terms. Christian Benavidez reports Israel is still dealing with backlash from Thursday's incident in Gaza City, where Palestinians were killed while seeking food at a humanitarian aid convoy.
On Sunday, Israel's military claimed it carried out an operation killing more than 100 Hamas militants inside Gaza. It comes as a deal between Israel and Hamas could soon come to fruition. A temporary ceasefire in Gaza in exchange for hostages held by Hamas. The deal would also allow for more humanitarian aid into the besieged territory.
That is going to resolve this issue. It's going to open up the aid corridors. And certainly, I think, in any conflict, both sides need to be held accountable.
Israel now says it has conducted an initial review of last week's incident in Gaza City, where at least 115 Palestinians were killed and hundreds more wounded as they gathered for one of the first food aid deliveries to the area in months. This Israeli spokesperson claims shots were fired by IDF soldiers in self-defense.
The majority of Palestinians were killed or injured as a result of the stampede. Several looters approached our forces and posed an immediate threat to them. According to the initial review, the soldiers responded towards several individuals.
Thursday's incident caused international outrage and led the U.S. to airdrop bundles of aid into the territory. Not nearly enough in a place where a quarter of the population faces starvation. Speaking on Sunday in Alabama, Vice President Kamala Harris condemned the Thursday incident in Gaza City and made it clear that the administration is pushing to reach a solution.
There must be an immediate ceasefire for at least the next 6 weeks, which is what is currently on the table.
Harris is set to meet with Israeli War Cabinet member Benny Gantz in Washington. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Israeli airstrikes Sunday killed at least 12 people in Rafah. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since the war started, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. Now, preparations are underway across Arkansas for the next total solar eclipse. After the break, we'll take a look at how one community is working to keep people safe during the event. Simone?
We've had a nice sunny weekend to look forward to, but some changes are coming to the forecast. We'll talk about those details coming up right after this break and that package.